So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to aseptically transfer bacteria from a plate culture onto a clean plate. When we do transfers of bacteria from one place to another, we do so using our inoculating loops. Inoculating loops have a thin wire with a loop on one end attached to a metal handle, and these inoculating loops sit in the drawers on our benches, they sit on our table, and they come in contact with lots and lots of microbes. So it's really important that we sterilize our loop before we use it to transfer bacteria. To sterilize our loop, we use heat from a Bunsen burner flame. Heat is a really good way to control microbial growth. It kills microbes. So before we transfer any bacteria anywhere, we have to sterilize our loop by putting it into the Bunsen burner flame and letting the whole entire thing get red hot. As you can see, you'll hold it into the flame, hold it midway in the flame, and you will slowly move the whole entire loop through the flame, letting the whole loop get red hot as you are going through. You want to stop when you get to the point of the handle, because the handle is not the same kind of metal as the loop, and the handle will melt. So you only want to incinerate the wire portion of the loop itself. Let the whole thing get red hot, and then you have to let it cool for a minute. After you have incinerated your loop, it is still really hot. And if you try to pick up bacteria with a freshly incinerated loop, it will kill all of the bacteria and you'll get no bacterial growth. So let your loop cool for a few minutes. You can wave it around in the air, being very careful not to let it touch anything. If it touches anything at all, you have to re-sterilize. And once you've given your loop time to cool, you can then transfer bacteria from one place to another. When you are transferring bacteria, you want to make sure that you keep everything underneath the Bunsen burner flame. The flame is actually pushing air up and away from the bench, and so that's going to keep microbes from falling into your open plates. Regardless, even if you're working under your Bunsen burner flame, you want to keep your plates closed as much as possible. Never leave a plate open on the bench with the lid off. Microbes can fall inside and contaminate your work. When you want to transfer microbes from a plate, you want to keep your working plate with the lid on the table, on the bench, and the auger side up. Then you will lift the plate just enough to put your loop in and get a bit of bacteria, and then you will close your working plate and you can move it aside. For your fresh plate, you will often need to have a little bit more control over where you're placing the bacteria, so you can hold this plate open, but make sure it's underneath the Bunsen burner flame, away from your face. You want to try not to talk, cough, laugh, anything directly into your plate, or microbes can make their way into your plate and contaminate your work. To transfer the bacteria, you will just lightly draw your loop across the surface of the plate. There's no need to press down. The auger is very soft but firm, and you have tons of bacteria on your loop. After you've transferred the bacteria, you will incinerate your loop again to make sure that you kill any bacteria that you have just placed on that loop.